Hey people, Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin's channel. Thanks for joining, liking, subscribing, and being part of the channel. Man, do I have a story and a half or stories and a half to share with you guys. And again, connecting the dots and figuring things out. This is a very interesting one. So this pertains to people living in Canada. If you're in the United States, Australia, and New Zealand, you might want to stick around and see what is going on up here because it's going to be a dark void here to the north if you're living in the United States. Instagram. Let me sit myself down here. Instagram, Facebook to block news from random Canadians. And for some reason, they jumbled in Toronto mayoral debate canceled over security threat. That's kind of interesting because something like that happened a whiles back and we covered it on the channel. So Instagram, Facebook to block news from random Canadians. I'm going to prove to you that's already been happening for a long time now. Toronto mayoral debate canceled over security threat. They want to open that can of worms and jumble up the articles into one. You go ahead and jumble up the articles. Because this, and I'm willing to bet anything anybody wants, that the reason why it was canceled is because somebody of a conservative nature, pro-family, pro-life, pro-everything, for the people, by the people, is not allowed to speak at it. So we've had this problem before. So they want to jumble up titles. I've been on social media for over 12, 13, 15 years, whatever you want to put it as. So here it is. You want to jumble the titles? You go ahead and jumble the titles because what happened? Well, in Toronto, Faith Goldie was running for mayoralship of Toronto. Rest in peace, democracy. Faith Goldie erased from existence. Faith Goldie, we're talking about housing there. Mike in the Night, public servants punished for conservative views. Faith Goldie to save the day 4 years ago. So this is what was happening. And anyone that is anyone that is in a conservative, I think she's Orthodox Christian. Do not quote me. I don't know. But following it and stuff. Oh, good. We're going to have a different face, a different younger youth. And she went through absolute hell. I'm not going to get too much into it. You guys can look into it and do your own deep dive on that. Right there. So they want to jumble up these titles, so we'll bring up and go back through our channel time machine to figure that out why. Again, Facebook and Instagram are about to start blocking news for random Canadians. Here's what it will look like if you're targeted. So they're basically going to, in the coming days, Meta will introduce the tests in preparation for potential passage of Bill C-18 or the Online News Act, which opposes. The bill will force digital giants like Meta and Google to enter into deals with Canadian media publisher for directing their users and sharing news online. The federal government has framed the bill as an attempt to create a more balanced relationship between news outlets and other digital platforms. You see, the CTV is Canadian-funded media. We asked Elon Musk when Elon Musk bought Twitter, I begged him in multiple videos, even on Mike in the Night, saying, please, Elon Musk, put Canadian news is bought and paid for by Canadian taxpayers. And we were asking for that for a long time now. And it's finally showing up now on Twitter. So that's good on them. So they keep doing it to RT, Press TV, they keep doing it to other ones, but they don't do it to Canadian media. And Canadian media still falls under that government control, right? And they deleted tons of articles about the mass deportation of Portuguese in 2007 and 2008, and now it's non-existent unless you go to ChatGPT, and they'll bring it all up. That's kind of a good way to bring back the history that they've been erasing from us. And there it is right there. So now I'm going to prove to you guys, so they're going to start doing things to your posts, whatnot, but that's not what's important here. What's important here is I'm going to prove to you guys basically that right here. So there's my page. I used to have a close to 140,000 followers, but I have 112,000 now because people are jumping Facebook like jumping ship. So how many posts or views do you guys think I get when I put up a post? Like how many posts and views do you think I get with 112,000 followers? 140? Maybe 20? 25? 10? Well, I'm allowed to show you this one because it doesn't go against the policy. So meanwhile in the USA, and there it is, that has 2 comments, and that is Not a single person liked it. So, and it's not showing me page impressions here, but nobody saw the post. And you would think that's 12 hours ago. You would think, and there's posts that I have that are 8 hour. I'm sorry, 3 days, 4 days ago that have less than 1 view or 1 like or 2 likes or 3 likes, and that's it. So that is right there. Finally, they unlocked, and this is what I don't understand. They unlocked this channel, again, news person and news and media website. So there's another one here that they unlocked, the Mike in the Night one. And I finally got access to it after I don't know how long. But then when I go, I can't show you that one. But when I actually go into it, there's nobody sees anything that I post. So this has already been happening for ages. It's not like they're going to start doing it. They've already been doing this for years. Now, let's jump into what's happening with Twitter. Blocked. French minister threatens to ban Twitter if it doesn't follow EU rules. We've been covering this in depth on Mike in the Night, where basically in the EU, in the European Union, they want to ban Twitter. And Twitter, they're pushing for a ban on Twitter because what's happening is they don't like what's going on. Now, people, posting what's happening, where it's happening, and they obviously don't want, it's not that they don't want, I think it's they don't want people outside of Europe to know what's happening in Europe. Well, what was happening in Europe? Go back to 2019 and go back to 2019 Mike in the Nights that are getting deleted. You'll find that basically in 2019, Europe, well, especially France, was protesting anti-Macron. Everything. Protests against Macron. France 2019. But who is the prime minister or the president of France? Macron. He got reelected recently, even though nobody wants the guy in power. So this is what's happening, and that's why they want to censor. So this is a month ago. Look, Macron, protests. Look, April 6, 2023. Look, it's still happening, and are losing grip, and the pendulum is swinging back, and we're seeing a major problem here. We're seeing a major problem. And they're losing grip with reality, and sanity wants to come back. Sanity needs to come back sometime. And sanity's knocking on the door. Okay, what's going on here? Let's get the people out that nobody wants. You know what I'm saying? So there it is right there. And then I'll prove to you guys on YouTube that the Canadian government's been working with YouTube. So you go here, internet goes down across Canada. I jumped on and made a video because I already knew that these guys were... So I got, look, before my videos got barely any views, right? Internet goes down across Canada, I get views. Couple of hours later, I jump on and make this video, I get 111,000 views. A day later, I make a video to try and see if I get that same momentum. Energy wars, drilling permits canceled, massive energy wars, government takeover of internet. So there it is right there. And then we go back to just whatever. I'm silenced again now that Roger's internet is back up. I'm shadow banned again. So once the internet comes back up, I basically, or the internet is back under its blanketed blockage, the videos pretty much disappear. Happening for years and years, right? So, and I could prove it to you through this. I made a video on my backup channel because I was blocked during the trucker protest to make videos. They tried to buy me for the 3rd time and bribe me. So that video there, they try to bribe me and actually ask me, tell me that they will grow my channel. And it's right there, the email, I'm reading it. And they try to buy me. And I said, no, I'm not interested. I didn't even reply to any of the emails. And basically, grow your channel. So that's why when you go to YouTube, and you go to oldest, you can't see the oldest video anymore on any channels. You used to be able to see, hey, what was this guy talking about pre-COVID? I want to know what this guy, because this guy's a big mouthpiece and he's really telling it how it is. And this guy's really telling, what was he saying pre-COVID? You go in, you can't see the oldest video. You scroll down to pre-COVID, to 2019, early 2020, they're eating sandwiches and showing what's in the toilet. I'm like, what happened there? So you've got to be careful what you're watching on YouTube. Be very careful because 99.5% of everybody on YouTube is controlled opposition. So there it is right there. And who am I? So if you're watching me, you don't know who I am. I was already telling people years ago, Toronto mass exodus, get out now. They will tax you to death 4 years ago. Toronto home prices invaded by investors. This will cause a mass exodus of middle class 6 years ago. Toronto needs more money laundering, massive exodus of families and professionals. Vancouver mass exodus, young families leaving. So this is something that we've all, danger to middle class 5 years ago. $200K a year income to buy a home in Toronto area. So I've already been warning people about this for many years. Type in inflation. Major. Canadian real estate debt passed 76% of GDP, mass inflation to hit by 2022. Tax hikes ahead 5 years ago. So this is something, look, we've been already talking about 76%. It's right there. We've been talking about this for years. Emergency rate cut in Canada. Say hello to inflation. Say goodbye to savings 3 years ago. So we've been double-digit inflation on the way. Rates to stay the same. Brace yourself. Buy in stock food. So there it is. Look, food prices have surpassed my rent. Food spiking in a city near you. Food prices out of control. At this rate, people can't afford to buy food by 2020, 8 years ago. So we've been on this for many years, but nobody. Money laundering, everything. We've been covering everything on this channel. And we've been working really hard to explore things that the mainstream media doesn't explore or talk about or acknowledge and stuff. And I've been trying my hardest to do this, right? So if I make a video and I'm trying to say something without saying it and stuff, or trying to explain something to people, don't come up to me and ask me why I made that video or why I'm saying certain things. You know, I'm trying my best to do what it is I can. You know what I'm saying? So there it is right there. Guys, join us on Rumble tonight for Mike in the Night, episode 505. And we've been doing Mike in the Night since 2016, open lines. And if you want more information, go to realmikemartins.com, and you could get, if you want to add me on Skype to call into the show, you want to donate, you could go ahead and support the transmission and donate and what's going on. So I hope I proved to you guys that we all already in Canada have been severely shadow banned, severely hidden, severely already. And it's been happening for years. I think what they're doing is they're rolling in these laws, post laws, so they could say, well, it's law. We've already told you guys. That it's law now, so anything that happened before, we could get rid of that stuff that happened before, or what you said before, right? Anything that goes against the narrative. And again, the pendulum is swinging back. Governments are losing their grip. I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what I can say anymore, or how I could say it anymore, because I'm just some Portuguese guy living in a small town, and just with my little business here, and I keep to myself. And that's that. I just kind of do my thing, and I've been making videos for a long time now. Anyways, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I look forward to reading your comments. Mike Martins here. I have spoken.